What's up, duders? Time for your daily dose of internet madness. I have read a lot of questionable decisions from strangers on the internet, and every time I think I've seen the peak of human stubbornness, someone pulls out a ladder. This is one of those stories. But before you judge too hard, try to imagine yourself in a cramped metal tube 38,000 feet in the air, dehydrated, hungry, and on a middle seat you paid extra for. Yes, the kind of situation that tests the soul. Anyway, buckle up, pun extremely intended. Let's hear from our narrator, who we'll call OP. Someone who might be a victim, a villain, or a righteously tired traveler. Emmett the butthole for not giving up my plane seat to a pregnant woman? Hi everyone. I never thought I'd post here, but after arguing with my sister and having my group chat basically light up like a Christmas tree, I need some outside judgment. I, 29M, was flying home from a work conference. It had been 4 days of presentations, schmoozing, forced networking, and lukewarm chicken disguised as business lunch. I was exhausted and really looking forward to going home, ordering takeout, and sleeping on my own pillow. Because I'm tall and I value legroom, I paid extra for an aisle seat. A nice one too, third row from the front, quick exit, early deplaning. I even checked in online right when the system opened to make sure no one could swipe it. So I get on the plane, earbuds in, ready to zone out. I wheeled my carry-on up, tucked it overhead, and sat down. Peace, beautiful peace, the kind of quiet that tastes like victory. Then she arrived, a visibly pregnant woman. And I don't mean maybe she's bloated, I mean thunderstorm level pregnant. She was breathing hard, holding her lower back, looking like someone who absolutely wishes teleportation technology existed. She stopped next to me and said, "Hi, I'm in the middle seat." "Okay, no problem." I smiled, stood up so she could squeeze in. She sat down awkwardly, bracing herself. I put my earbuds back in. 30 seconds later, she tapped my arm. "Sorry, this is embarrassing, but would you consider switching seats with my husband? He's a few rows back, and I'd really like to sit with him." I paused, pulled my earbuds out, and asked, "Where's he sitting?" "Middle of row 17. I was in row 3, 2 notches above poverty." I said, politely, "I'm sorry, but I really want to stay in the seat I paid extra for." She looked surprised, then offended, then disappointed. "Oh, well, okay," she said, sounding like I had just told her I kick puppies in my spare time. She didn't push it further, but I could feel the tension radiating off her. You know when someone is silently judging you so hard you can practically hear the monologue? Yeah, a flight attendant even glanced our way, like she was waiting to intervene, but didn't. 10 minutes later, the husband came up and leaned over my shoulder. "Seriously, man? She's 8 months pregnant. I'm not proud of this, but I was tired and cranky and my spinal discs were plotting mutiny." So I said, "That sounds like something you two should have planned for when booking." He stared at me like I had slapped him with a fish. "We didn't know the flight would be full." I shrugged. "A lot of people make requests on planes. I'm not obligated to give up my seat." He muttered something about assholes in business attire, then went back. Now the woman is just sitting there, quietly sniffling. And I feel like a monster, but also like, I didn't do anything wrong. I paid for the seat. It's not my fault their travel logistics belong in a comedy skit. About halfway through the flight, she had to get up several times to pee. Each time, I stood up, smiled, let her pass. I even said take your time once, hoping maybe we could de-hostilize the experience. Didn't work. She gave me the polite nod of someone who would poison my crops if she could. We landed. She got off first. I grabbed my suitcase from the overhead bin and walked out into the airport terminal feeling like I had personally ruined the miracle of childbirth. When I told my sister later, she gasped dramatically. "You didn't give up your seat?" She then proceeded to lecture me about compassion, empathy, community, human decency, and probably 3 other virtues I wasn't listening to because I was mentally replaying the flight in self-defense. My group chat split 50-50. Half said no one is entitled to other people's seats. Half said I'm doomed to be haunted by the ghost of pregnancy past. So, random internet strangers, am I the butthole? Okay, pause. Let's talk about what we just witnessed. Our OP here is not evil. Just a man with tired joints and a ticket receipt. But the situation? Phew, emotionally sticky as a toddler with melted candy. Now, dear audience, imagine being 8 months pregnant. Your organs are rearranged. Your bladder is the size of a pistachio. Your ankles want a divorce. And now a guy who probably still has back pain from sitting in conference chairs is telling you, nope. At the same time, he paid. And paying for extra legroom on a plane is like buying real estate on the moon. It costs a lot and you barely get anything. No one is clearly right. No one is clearly wrong. But the potential for drama is delicious. Let's continue. Nothing dramatic happened in the airport. No shouting. No confrontation. No one threw pretzels or turned it into a scene that ends up on TikTok. But I kept thinking about it all night. Did I cross some invisible moral line? Should I have sacrificed comfort for compassion? Does social etiquette demand I give up a seat I paid extra for? It's not like I denied her medical assistance, I just didn't want to downgrade to a middle seat for a 2.5-hour flight. I told a coworker the next day. She said something I've been thinking about ever since. People assume the person in front of them is always in the best shape to sacrifice. What if you were recovering from back surgery? Or silently dealing with chronic pain? No one knows. And yeah, she's right. Nobody asked why I might need that seat. They just assumed I was the most capable person to give it up. Still, the image of the woman quietly tearing up is stuck in my brain like a pop song on repeat. Update. So, I didn't expect to come back, but some things happened that changed my perspective a bit. First, my sister sent my story to our mother. Thanks, sis. Really appreciate that. My mother is now convinced I've become a cold businessman who would step over a crying kitten to secure a better parking space. Second, something interesting occurred on a different flight just yesterday. I was flying home again. Different trip, different city. This time, I had a window seat, still paid extra, because apparently I'm committed to financially supporting the airline industry one upgrade at a time. About 30 minutes before boarding, a gate agent made an announcement asking if anyone would voluntarily switch seats so 2 teenagers could sit with their parent. I watched everyone look at each other. Nobody moved. People went back to scrolling through their phones. Something clicked. I stood up, walked to the counter, and said, "I'll switch." I didn't even ask where I'd be moved. Turned out to be an aisle seat in the same row, so no real loss. The mom thanked me so sincerely that I actually got a little emotional. I sat on the plane thinking about the pregnant woman. And you know what? I still don't think I owed her my seat. But sudden clarity hit me. Sometimes people appreciate kindness more than they expected. And sometimes we feel better being generous than being right. After the flight, when we landed, the mom handed me a handwritten thank you note her kids had made during the flight. Stick figures, a little drawing of an airplane, and a big thank you in blue marker. It absolutely melted my stressed out business traveler heart. When I got home that evening, I finally told my girlfriend the entire story, from the pregnant woman to the teenagers. She listened quietly and said, "You can't rewrite the first situation, but now you know how you want to react next time. That's growth." So here's how I now see it. I wasn't a monster for staying in my original seat, but I also missed an opportunity to be the kind of person I want to be more often. If I ever end up in a similar situation again, assuming I can afford the physical downgrade, I think I'll choose differently. Not because I'm obligated, but because compassion can be contagious. And frankly, the world needs more of that. Well, look at our OP, growing like a protagonist in Act 3 of a coming-of-age airport dramedy. Somewhere, a screenwriter is slow clapping. What I love is this: he didn't break laws, he didn't scream, he didn't weaponize overhead bins. He simply learned something. And maybe we did too. We can't always know what someone else is going through. That pregnant woman might have been in pain. Ope might have been dealing with pain that nobody could see. We're all traveling, literally and metaphorically, in cramped emotional economy class. Here's the takeaway, folks. We don't owe everyone everything, but sometimes offering something anyway makes the world a little softer. And soft is good, especially 38,000 feet in the air, next to someone with swollen feet and a baby doing gymnastics in the womb. That's all, folks. Don't forget to update the video. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Doot doot.